Hello and welcome back to another episode of the RALLYTOP Investing 3.0 SMC Masterclass. This video, we want to look at reinforcing the inducement concept, because if you want to trade with our methodology, which is the smart money concept, then you must understand how to identify your proper inducement in the market. It is not all inducements that are high probability. There are some inducements that are more highly probable than the others, and you need to understand this very well. Secondly, you should know that there is something known as major inducement and of course minor inducement. So in this video, we want to go back to that topic of inducement so that we can understand how to properly mark out our correct inducements in the market. Now, you must understand that the choice of your inducement will determine, one, your swing highs and lows. So if you mark the wrong inducements, then your high or low will also be wrong. Number two, your inducement determines your correct area of interest. Meaning that if you mark the wrong point as an inducement, therefore your area of interest is most likely to be wrong. Okay? I want you to understand this. Now, but before we get into explaining this diagram before you, let me give you the rules that you need to follow in actually marking the right inducement. Number one rule is this. Please stick to these rules because they are very, very important, very vital. Number one rule is this. You need to mark out or identify your correct pullbacks in the market before you talk about marking an inducement. A lot of traders are marking the wrong pullbacks as pullbacks in the market. Please understand this very well. That's number one thing. Number two rule is this. Before you can mark out your pullbacks, wait for a valid break of structure to take place before you start marking your pullbacks. Number three, when there is a valid break of structure, in the case of a bullish structure, you want to start from the higher low to mark your pullbacks. If it is a bearish structure, you want to start from the lower high to mark out your pullbacks in the market. I hope it is clear. These three rules will greatly or significantly improve on your trading. All right? So with that being said, let's jump right into our discussion. Now take a look at this diagram. From this low, price printed this high. This high is not valid. Why? Because this is a retail high, you know that. And then it printed this new high. For your high or low to be valid in the market, inducement is needed. And here is your inducement in the market. And price has taken out that inducement. And then once inducement is taken, your high or low is confirmed. And therefore, that's your high. Let me change the color now. So that's your high in the market. Now, for your higher low, in the case of a bullish structure to be confirmed, price has to travel back up to take out major structure high. And as you can see, that happened there. And candle has to close above it. And that will be known as break of structure. So as soon as that break of structure occurs, then your low, your higher low, is confirmed. Simple. Now, I've told you that the rule you need to before you mark your inducement is to mark out your pullbacks. Okay? Mark out your what? Pullbacks. And you cannot start marking your pullbacks until there is a break of structure, a valid break of structure. And as you can see, there is a valid break of structure here. So you can start marking your pullbacks now. And the third rule is that when you are marking your pullbacks on a bullish structure, you start from the higher low. And here is your higher low. So where are your pullbacks here? Now, sometimes you can have 3, 4, 5 pullbacks on this leg that leads to break of structure and prints a high. All right? But in this case, we have only one pullback. Let's start from here. Look, price printed this high and pulled back to this point and then went ahead to print this high. All right? Now, let me change that color. Let me change it to red and make it bolder for you to see. All right? So that is your pullback in the market. All right? That's how to mark your pullbacks. And now, after you mark your pullback, you now consider from this high, because this is the last high before price now pull back again. From this high, where is your pullback? Your pullback is here. All right? And then that becomes, this is the last pullback before this high. Okay? And therefore, this now becomes your inducement. Simple. That's your inducement in the market. Very simple. Okay? With this kind of practice, you can never miss it again in the market. So that's your pullback. And as you can see, price didn't come to take it out. Rather, price printed a new high. For this new high to be confirmed, it needs inducement. And therefore, where is your inducement in the market in this case? Look at it. Start from the low again and mark it. Start from this low and mark it. This is your pullback. This is your pullback. Now price went higher. Okay? And then came back down. Pullback. This is your pullback before price went higher. So where is your pullback here, guys? This is your pullback here. For this high to be confirmed, this pullback is needed. All right? So therefore, this is your pullback in the market. Please follow me step by step so you can understand what we're doing here. And as you can see, price took out this pullback. It came down to take it out, meaning that this is your high. Now, for this higher low to be confirmed, it needs to break this major structure high and has to close above it. Very important. It has to close above it. And as you can see, that clearly happened here. So break of structure, then you start from the low. All right? Immediately price break structure, you know that your higher low in a bullish structure will be confirmed. And here is your higher low. Simple. Now, I said the next rule is that you start from this higher low to mark your pullbacks. Because that's the only way you can get the right inducement. Now, let's start from here to mark these pullbacks. From this low. And again, look at what happened here. Price went up, pulled back, went again, pulled back. Some people will begin to mark it like this, that there is a pullback here, like this. Let me show it to you. Don't do something like this, guys. Look at it. Don't do something like this. Don't do anything like this. Because if you do something like this, it will now mean that an inducement has been taken out here and that this is your high. This is wrong. This is wrong. That's not correct. Okay? Don't do something like that. All right? So your actual pullback, remember, this is internal structures. The structures you see, they are internal. There is this external structure and there is internal structure. All right? Now, what you do is from here is one straight leg to this point. and then price pulled back here. Can you see that? And then from this low, price went to break this structure high and printed this high here. All right, can you see that? Now, you will want to ask that you are confused. Why did I skip this pullback here? Very simple. Take a look. If you use, for instance, like your rectangle tool here, and mark from this side, this is the beginning of your pullback, all right? And take it all the way down to this low, which is your end, the end of your pullback. Take a look at this pullback here. This is inside of the high and low of this pullback here. Can you see that? So this is your major pullback here. This one is micro structure pullback inside of this major pullback. So this does not count. This is not your pullback. This is actually where your pullback is. The low of this, your major pullback, is where your pullback is. All right? I want you to understand that very, very well. That's why I'm taking time to explain these things to you. So this is actually your pullback here. This is no pullback. It's different from this one that you have this. You have this pullback and then this pullback. It's different. This one is inside of this high and low. So this is invalid. This is your actual pullback. So this is the last pullback before this high, this last high. All right? And therefore, this becomes your inducement. This becomes your inducement. Okay? Not this one. Please, not this one. This is not your inducement. It is this one. And as you can see, price did not come to take out that inducement. Okay? So this high cannot be confirmed. So we continue. Now, remember, our last price came from this low. For you to determine this high, it needs inducement. But you don't just mark inducements anyhow. You start from this low. Look at, this is one inducement here. Price went higher, created a new inducement here. Price created a new pullback here. I'm saying inducement, it is pullback. A new pullback here. And after then, look at what price did. Price went higher to print this high. Again, why did I skip this? This is the reason why I skipped the pullback. Look at, your last pullback is here. Look at the high and low. Again, let me use the rectangle tool to show that to you. This is your eye, the beginning of that pullback and the end of that pullback. Look at this. This is inside of the high and low of this pullback. Can you see that? So this one is insignificant. This is your major pullback in the market. And therefore, your inducement can now be transferred from here, all right, to this point. To this point. This is not your inducement, guys. This is not your inducement. Because if price had done something like this, if it had taken out this inducement here, this low here, that you call inducement, now you will find an OB somewhere here. You may find an OB here, and you want to go long from here. You want to go long from here. But price will take you out. Why? Price will do something like this and takes you out of the market. Why will that happen? It will happen because this, where you mark as inducement, is actually not an inducement. This is your actual inducement in the market, guys. This one is your actual inducement in the market. And so price has to come and take that one out. Where you mark as your area of interest is smart money trap. Simple. Do you understand what I'm saying? This is your actual inducement in the market. Simple as that. And so price took out that inducement to confirm this high as a valid high. Can you see that? Now, for your higher low to be confirmed, price has to go up to take out this major structure high here. It has to take out this major structure high, and price has to close above it. And as you can see, it happened there. It closed above. So when it closes above, it confirms this high. Now, this is the deepest low. I mean, it confirms this low. What am I talking about? It confirms this low. This is the deepest low, not this one. Please don't try to mark this point like this. Look, don't try to do something like this here. Do something like this here. Do something like this here. And then like this. No. Don't try to do something like that. Just mark your low in the market. And where is the low that led to this break of structure? It is this low here. So this is your low, guys. Simple. This is your low. And I said you start from this low. And so if you start from this low, this is what you will have in the market. From this low, this is your high. Price pulled back to this point. Okay? From there, price went up. Please don't start to mark something like this. This is one straight leg. All right? These are internal structures. From this high, price printed this low and went ahead to break this and created a new high. Simple. Simple. So where is your where is your inducement? Well, from this side, look at it. This is the last pullback before this high. So this is your inducement here. Simple. This is your inducement. It's as simple. So that's your inducement. As simple as that. I'm taking time to explain these things to you so that you can understand. I'm going to take you to the live chat and show you some examples of what I'm saying. Now, let me take you to the live chat and show you one or two examples. Now, take a look at this. Take a look. We are pretty much bearish here, and here we are bullish. Can you see that? So I've decided to mark some points here where it can help us to just move ahead without wasting time. Now, this is the last low. Why? It took out inducement here. So when it took out that inducement, low confirmed and printed this high. Why is this high confirmed? Price rotated back down to take out this major structure low here, and that is known as your break of structure. Simple. After that, we have this low. For this low to be confirmed, it needs inducement. Here is your inducement in the market. Taking out, low is confirmed. For this high to be confirmed, price has to rotate back down to take out this major structure low and close below it, which is break of structure. And as you can see, that happened here. Simple. And then price printed this low. For this low to be confirmed as a valid low, it needs inducement. And where is the inducement here, guys? Take a look at this. Take a look at this. This is your inducement in the market here to confirm this low. And so this is your low. Remember, this is your last lower high, and this is last lower low. And after this low, price did not take out this low. Can you see? Price didn't take out this low. Instead, price went higher and took out this last major lower high before this lower low. It took it out. What do you call that? That's change of character. Chalk. Simple. So that's where we turned bullish. Okay? Now, let me begin to show you. I've told you the first rule for you to mark your inducement is that you need to mark your pullbacks first of all. If you have 10 pullbacks within this leg, please mark them out. All right? Because that's the only way you can determine a valid inducement. Number two, before you start marking your pullbacks, make sure price has broken structure. You want to see a valid break of structure or a valid chalk. In this case, this is chalk. Price has taken it out and closed above it. So now, thirdly, I said, once that happens, once a break of structure happens or chalk happens, start from the low in the case of a bullish structure. In the case of start from the higher low. In the case of a bearish structure, start from the lower high. Okay? So we want to start from the lower, higher low here. So now, take a look at this. A lot of people will start marking something like this. Let me show that to you. They will start doing something like this. High here, low here, high here, low here, high here. All right? Low here. No. Don't do something like this, guys. This is wrong. Please don't do something like this. Don't ever do something like that. Because all of this There are internal structures. All of this, they are internal structures. I want you to understand something, that pullback can cancel pullback. Pullback can cancel pullback. Look, let me show that to you. In actuality, when price from this low, price printed this high, all right, and pulled back, and then went ahead to print this other high, and pulled back and took out this previous pullback here. This very pullback has cancelled this pullback here. Please understand what I'm trying to say. So from this your low here, it is one straight line. All these ones are internal structures. They don't count. From this is your actual pullback in the market. All right, this is the lowest low. Now, after then, you need to wait for price to take out this high, whether with a candle closure or a candle wick. But it has to take out the beginning of this pullback, this last pullback. If it doesn't take it out, don't do anything. All right? Don't mark anything as a pullback. Now, as you can see, this high took it out. And after taking it out, took out this high, it took it out and created this high. After taking it out, what happened? Price pulled back. Can you see that? Now, after then, price, this one is not a pullback because it didn't take out this high. This is not a pullback. After then, we have this where this high. Take note, we have this high here. All right? Where is it? We have this high here. And this high pulled back to this point. Okay? It pulled back. And now, let me say something here. Take note of this. I want to see which one is higher. Please be careful to watch this minute details. The high of this candle. All right, which one is higher? I think they are equal. I think they are equal. So they are equal. Okay, so if they are equal, then this is your pullback here. This is the end of your pullback here. Where? Now, this one is the lowest low. This is the end of your pullback. All right? Can you see that? Now, from this high, from this low now, this pullback, now, price went higher and printed this high. Why? This high is higher than the highs here. All right? So it printed this high and then pulled back. And then went ahead to print this high here and pull back with one candle. Can you see that? After then, look at the way I'm marking my own, please. After then, price printed this high. Why? This high is higher than this previous high. It printed this high and then pulled back. Can you see? It pulled back there. Now, let's continue. After then, what happened? Now, price went up. This is not a pullback, guys. Because some of you will mark now that this is a pullback. It's not pullback. This is one straight leg to this high. And then from this high, price came down. Now, take note of something. Where is the last pullback before this high? This is the last pullback. So this is your inducement in the market. Can you see that? This is your inducement. It's the last pullback. All right? So let's continue and let me show you some more examples. Now, don't mark this one, all right, as don't mark this one yet as your pullback because this is not a pullback. All right? Now, let's continue. Let's continue. Now, remember, this your pullback has not ended anywhere here. It didn't end anywhere here. Why? Because look at this. Price has taken out structure here. You cannot mark your low, higher low in the case of a bullish structure until price takes out this major structure high. Remember, why is this a major structure high? Because your inducement is here. This is the last pullback. So your inducement is here. Okay? To confirm this high. And as you can see, inducement has been taken out. And therefore, this high is confirmed as a valid high. I hope you understand. So now price took out that structure, and which is called What do you call that? That is known as break of structure. That's your break of structure. And so this your low now is confirmed. I've told you, don't mark your pullback just yet until you find your high and low and wait for break of structure. So that's your low in the market. And therefore, this your pullback is from this high. Look, this pullback is from this high here all the way down here. Don't start marking all these ones as pullbacks and all that. No, this is one retracement, one pullback from that high, this high, all right, to this low is one pullback. Okay, and then from this low now, what do you have? Take note of what you have from that low. From this low, because this is your lowest low, this is your higher low, start marking pullbacks now that led to this break of structure. All right, so from here, you can now start. Forget about everything that happens on the left. Start from the right. This is your high. And this becomes your pullback, this one. This is your pullback. Don't start marking here, here, here. No, this is one straight leg, your pullback. And then from here, you got this high. And then price pullback. Okay? And from here, you got this high. Price pullback. Can you see? From here, you have this high. And price pullback. And from there, you have this high. And price pulled back. All right? To where? To here. This is where price pulled back to. Okay? And then you have this high. Okay? You have this high. And then price came back down. Where is your last pullback before this high? This is your last pullback here, guys. This is your last pullback. So that's your inducement there. And then let's see. Let's mark that inducement first of all. This is your inducement in the market here. Simple. So this high is confirmed. And now, your high has to be taken out for your higher low to be confirmed. And price must close above it. And as you can see, that happened there. And that is known as a break of structure. I said don't mark your pullbacks just yet until there is a valid break of structure. And so therefore, this is your low. After that break of structure, price confirmed this as your valid what? Your valid low is here. Simple. And I said, after this break of structure, start marking your pullbacks. And so where are the pullbacks? You are going to start from the low here. This is your low. This is your pullback. Price went up. Forget about what happened on the left-hand side. Price went up. Pullback. Went up. Okay? Pullback. Went up. Okay? Pullback. Went up. All right? Pullback. Went up. Pullback. Okay? Went up. Pullback. 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 Let's see what is going on there now. Okay, so went up from here. From here. All right. And pull back to where? Pull back to this point. Let's see what happened there. Did it take out this high? No. So the pullback continues, guys. It didn't take out that high until this high is taken out. Can you see it? This is one pullback. This one. This is one. Sorry. This is one pullback, guys, from this high here. This is one pullback until price takes out this high. All right, this is one pulled back. Where is the lowest low? Here. So now, where did price take out this high? All right, remember this is one straight leg. All right, so this high has to be taken out before we can now start marking our pullbacks. This high has to be taken out. Where this high must be taken out before we start marking our pullbacks. And as you can see, that high has been taken out, and that is known as break of structure. Simple. Now, I said to you, wait until there is a break of structure before you start marking your pullbacks. Now, from this low, I said start from the higher low, and therefore we are going to start from this higher low, all right, and continue our pullback marking. This is your pullback. After then, this is your pullback. This is not a pullback, guys, because it didn't take out this high. So this is the next one. This is your pullback. From there, now this is not a pullback. Don't make that mistake. From there, this is also not a pullback. Okay? Now from there, we have this high as your pullback here. And from there, we have this high. And where is the pullback? The pullback is, let's see whether this is where the pullback ended. Let's see. Okay, so from there, remember, this is your last pullback. Now, this higher low cannot be confirmed just yet until price takes out major structure high. This is a major structure high. It doesn't matter whether it took out the previous high with just a single pip, but it is still a valid break of structure. So that's your break of structure in the market. And now, I said after break of structure, you start marking your pullbacks. And where is the pullbacks here? Now, after that break of structure, your low is confirmed. This your low is now confirmed. And then after that, you start marking your pullbacks in the market. So where is the first pullback? Now, this is the first one. It came down, pulled back to this point. Then price went higher, printed this high, pulled back, and then went higher, where printed this high and pulled back. Okay, pull back. From there, price went higher, pull back. From there, price went higher, pull back to this point. No, this is the lowest low to this point, because that's one straight leg. So where is your inducement? Inducement is here. Not all these ones, guys. Not this one, not this one. Look, let me show you. Let me show that to you first, so that you can understand. And this is the reason why you need to understand how to mark your pullbacks. Otherwise, you will go ahead and start marking the inducement for this high to be confirmed. You will mark this one as your inducement. You will mark this. Is this actually your inducement? No, this is not your inducement. Why is that not your inducement? It is because this high was not taken out by this one. This is still a high. This one is inside this high and low. All right? Everything here is inside this high and low, which was your last pullback. All right? So this cannot be your proper inducement. Neither can this one be your proper inducement. Okay? We need to understand this is your actual inducement here, guys. This is your inducement in the market. Simple. This is your actual inducement in the market. So please take note of this. And once that inducement is taken out, remember, we didn't mark all these highs and lows here. We didn't mark these ones. Look at it. These are highs and lows. We didn't mark from here. This is your high. And where is your low? Here is your low. We mark that one, and here is another high. Remember, we didn't mark them, so this is another high, and this is another low. And then from there, we have this inducement taken out. Remember, here also inducement was taken out. Now, look, because these things are very important for this high to be confirmed. I know some of us will go and mark this as our inducement. We either mark this one as our inducement, or we mark this as our inducement. We'll mark this as our inducement. This is wrong, guys. It's not your inducement. Your actual inducement is here. Can you see that? Because if you mark here as your inducement, then you may find a point of interest here, an area of interest, and you mark it, not knowing that that is smart money trap, and price will take you out. This is not your inducement. This is actual inducement here. This is your inducement. And therefore, price went up and printed this high. For this high to be confirmed as a valid high, inducement is needed. Like I said, this is not an inducement. This is not your inducement in the market. This one is also not inducement in the market. This one is not your inducement. Your proper inducement is here. This is your last pullback before this higher high. Otherwise, if you mark here as your inducement, if you mark this point as your inducement or this point as your inducement, what will naturally happen is that you will find an OB here and you will place your trade there, and then you will be taken out, because that is not actually your inducement. This is not your inducement. This is actually your inducement. I want you to understand that. Please go over this video again and again. And now, price printed this low. This is the lowest. This is the low. And now, this is one pullback. Remember, inducement has been taken to confirm this very high. To confirm this high. So this is a major structure high. And now you need to wait before you mark your pullbacks. You need to wait for this major structure high to be taken out. And price must close above it. And as you can see, the price close above? Check. Price close above slightly. Look at it. So this becomes your break of structure. Please, you need to pay attention to details. Just a minute. So that's a break of structure. Valid break of structure for that matter. Okay? Now, after that break of structure, this low is now confirmed. And I said, wait until break of structure before you start marking your inducement, your pullbacks. And where is the pullback in the market here? From this low, you have this high. All right, take a look at it. This high is higher than the previous high, and it pulled back. Simple. From there, you have this high. This is not pullback, guys. These are not pullbacks because they are inside of this range, this high and low. They are inside. So next one, this is your pullback from here. This one. This is your pullback, and it pulled back there. It printed this high and pulled back to this point. Can you see that? Now, remember, where is your inducement? Here. This is your inducement in the market. So this high is now confirmed. This high is now confirmed. Simple. Okay? Now for this low to be confirmed, price has to go and break this swing high, this major swing high, and close above it. And as you can see, that happened here. That's your break of structure to confirm your low. Now, price now went ahead and printed this high. Now, because you have a break of structure here, and then you have a higher low, you start from this low to mark your structure, or your pullbacks. Now, take note of something here. Look at this high, and look at this leg from this low. Look at all the way up here. Where is the pullback that you have here? Where is the pullback on this leg? Of course, there is no pullback. So you cannot actually mark this as a higher low, even though it has gone to break structure here. You cannot mark this as a higher low. If you remembered the video that I posted on our YouTube channel concerning your proper inducement, I gave two rules to determine your higher low or your lower high, as the case may be. The two rules were, number one, in the case of a bullish structure, your higher low must first of all break structure, must break a major structure, and it has fulfilled the first rule here. Secondly, I said that your higher low must have a 1, 2, 3 pattern. This one didn't have a 1, 2, 3 pattern, just one straight leg up. Can you see that? No 1, 2, 3 pattern. So this cannot be marked as your low. All right, this is not your major structure low. This in actuality is an inducement. This is an inducement because there is no 1, 2, 3 pattern. So price has converted this point that was supposed to be your major structure low to inducement. I hope you understand what we're saying. And therefore, this high will not be valid here anymore. Everything will be transferred. Everything will be transferred. Not valid there anymore. Why? Because for this low to be confirmed as a higher low, it has to have something like this 1, 2, 3 pattern. 1, 2, 3 pattern. This is what you need to see before this low can be confirmed as a higher low. But in this case, there was no such thing. And therefore, this low is now converted to inducement. So if price takes out this, it doesn't mean that price has changed character. No. Because there is no 1, 2, 3 pattern on this leg. So in future, if price takes out this very inducement here, then this high will be confirmed. Our high here will be confirmed. So let's look at what happened here. So as you can see, price has taken out that inducement. Now, by the way, I want you to understand something. If price takes out this inducement, it's not a change of character. I hope you understand that. Now, once price takes out that inducement, then price can come into this our valid order flow here. And can react off of this order flow. Why? Because this serves as inducement. So let's look at what happened in the market. So as you can see, price tapped on this order flow and went higher, but later came down to take out this order flow. Now remember, when it took out inducement, our high is confirmed here. This is our high here, simple. So this is still your low, this is your high. So if price takes out this low, this major structure low here, and closes below it, it becomes a change of character. And as you can see, that actually happened here. So that is known as chalk. Can you see how I've marked all the pullbacks and identify my OBs? Very simple thing to do, but you need to take your time to observe the minute details so that you don't get it all wrong. This is the only way by which you can determine your actual inducement in the market. Don't go marking microstructures inducement as inducement, because it's going to cause a lot of problems for you in the market. You will end up marking areas of interest that are not valid areas of interest. You will end up marking points where there are no change of character, and you also mark the wrong swing highs and swing lows in the market. Please go over this video again and again, and I'm sure if you master this concept, it's going to significantly change your trading. Please practice on it, and then let's see how it goes. All right, guys, I see you in our next class.